It's a beautiful day, and I'm sitting here under a lovely redwood tree. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on, in places like Washington, D.C., what happened in Los Angeles. And, the real problem I see is that people are letting their outrage, take them to place, and basically imagining things that aren't necessarily really happening. And I think it's important to make sure we understand the facts, that we don't let disinformation take over. Los Angeles is a huge city. I lived there for many years. And you know what? People were living their daily lives. And I am very, very sorry for people who were injured or arrested during the protests and so on. But, it's the same thing that happened during Trump's first term when he made it look like Portland was out of control, like Seattle was out of control. And those are huge cities. Most of the people there are doing just fine, and we have to keep in mind that the outrage is the issue. So, I wrote on Facebook today, I really wish that I could just call for a huge picnic on the National Mall in D.C. where everybody just came and enjoyed themselves. Protest, yes, show your signs, but also just show them that we are resilient, that we have love and joy on our side. Because I think that love and joy are kryptonite to people who thrive on hate. There's a Star Trek episode that I think really fits in here, where there's an entity that thrives on violence and hate. And it, gets the Klingons and the Enterprise to, start fighting each other, and they take away their weapons so that they're just fighting armed, with knives and hand to hand. And, that's what's going on. There's an outrage machine. There's a machine that thrives on hate that is out there, and it wants us to play their game. And, I find myself just wanting to push back against that and say, no, I'm going to fight. Don't worry. I'm out there, and my next book is going to come out, Reckoning, that's talking about ways that we can take action. And action is critical right now. In fact, action is what makes us feel empowered. So don't feel outraged. Try to feel empowered. If the outrage starts to rise, figure out what can you do today. Give some money to an organization that's doing the great work. Go and help a friend who's struggling. Help somebody find a job. All these things are going to help fight against the outrage machine that is trying to make us feel like we can't do anything. It makes us feel helpless. So that's my message for today. I'm out there doing the work every day, and I hope you will be too. Not everybody has the means or capacity, but we need you.